Hey glitches, it's me, Verze. I was watching a Jack Manifold stream, and in this Jack Manifold stream, it was showing drama related to the YouTuber Dream. Now, Dream is kind of a character known for being quite literally the worst. But what did this tweet say? Well, let's look at how this tweet started. You see, Tommy in it, said on a podcast called Shut Up, I'm Talking, that he thought Mizkif was the worst YouTuber of all time. Mizkif didn't take it lightly at the time, but later he showed on Jack Manifold's stream that I was watching that he didn't really care. However, there were two people that cared that shouldn't have. XQC, who is known for not reacting on stream, what did XQC do? You see, XQC basically stated that he did not like Tommy Innit for doing this. Pretty simple. But what did Tommy Innit say to this? Well, let's look. Because there is evidence of it. But first I got to find it. Um, you see, you see, Tommy in it basically stated that because XQC, what Tommy in it was saying is that XQC had previously made a stream meeting former president and president-elect Donald John Trump. We all know how bad Donald J. Trump is. He's a convicted felon after all. But what we don't know, however, is that but what did XQC respond to him meeting Trump? Because let me just see this. You see, it's in the bottom of this quote tree. But basically, he stated, from doing streams in my basement to doing a stream with the president, how is that a diss? You went from dick writing Dream for a living to making jokes to teenage girls. Lock in. And that's a problem because um, there there is quite an interesting thing there because he put jokes in quotation marks. Now, let me prove to you why jokes is not a good argument. Because let's look at what this man does on a daily basis. By looking at the most replayed in this video, let me just fucking, come on. There we go. Okay, 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 here we go. So, this is a video by, Jax Films. Now it is a third channel of Jack's Films where he talks about terrible reactors. But in this moment of the video, you can see XQC getting up and leaving. But after he does that, he's just not fucking there. And the video is still playing. It's still playing. Not joking, it is still playing. He's just now remember XQC. The title of the video that Jack is reacting to is called XQC Reacts. Is he reacting? No, not even close. But if you actually look at some of his stuff here, see, thing about this is he does not make jokes in his content whatsoever. But where does Dream come into all this? You know, the guy that I was originally going to talk about for this. Well, you see, Dream responded to this tweet with probably one of the worst, in my opinion, worst moments in Dream SMP history. Where he posts this image. Now, apparently, in this tweet he is shown agreeing to XQC. And he posts this image. Dream SMP stands for choosing between growing up or becoming a, R word, Tommy Innit fan. Now, while I technically can state the slur, as I am neurodivergent, that's not how you reclaim slurs. And let me prove to you why. You see, reclaiming slurs, I looked at a Wikipedia article for this because I don't know much about it, and I want to do more research on this so I can make this video. But basically, reclaiming slurs is not meant to hurt people. It is mostly used in a in a humorous way or a positive way. And I can prove this to you because I have a lot of online friends. In fact, all of my online friends are gay. And one of my online friends, Wibbly Wobbly, has actively called me the F slur before, but not as a discriminatory way. In fact, Hugh has actively, literally called me the F slur as a joke, because it's kind of like, hey, you're gay, let's make fun of this. Not because he's not making fun of me for being gay, and if he was, it's fine because he's gay. But the thing is, where he's not calling a million people gay, or at least in this case, retarded. And I'm saying it again because it's for educational purposes. I'm bad at filming videos, and I had to refilm this because I accidentally put my email in it because I opened my Gmail to open another image. But we're doing this. Who cares? Basically, Tommy. Now, let's see how many people he called the R word by looking up how many Tommy in it by looking at Tommy Innett's YouTube channel and looking at how much now. Let me look at this real quick. Now, here is Tommy Innett's YouTube channel. Now, let's see approximately how many fans he has. While he has 15 million subscribers, subscribers aren't a necessarily good way to measure videos. However, now he doesn't get average. Now he gets an average of like ranging from 100,000 videos a day, every video. But I think 15 million subscribers is better rhetoric for this. 15 million subscribers. He just called 15 million people a slur that he can technically say, but I wouldn't say it in that context. While technically he can say it, I don't know much about reclaiming slurs, and I don't know how that entirely works. I've made mistakes with slurs before, mostly because I can say them, and I have really no knowledge of how reclaiming slurs work, but I know that this calling 15 million people the R word is traditionally not okay from my knowledge, but then again, I don't know shit about this. But now the thing is, there is one more thing that Dream basically said, and that is, and that he said this on Reddit, and let me just, open the image. Okay. Shit. Okay, wait, no, I shouldn't do this. I don't open my Gmail, that's stupid. Okay, so, this was shown on Jack Manifold's stream that I saw this in, and it is a Dream post on Reddit. And what does this post say? Now, this post was, I think, meant to be an apology, but I'm not sure. But it basically shows that he did not learn from this. And while I do want him to learn, and I feel like he doesn't really know, we'll get into that. Genuinely still confused on what the rules are. Honestly, not trying to be obtuse, multiple people go viral calling me the R word. Let's unpack that. You see, there has been people actively go viral for calling Dream a slur. Those people include Gumball and other people like that. But basically, it was like Gumball is probably the only person I can think of with this, and I don't know much about this controversy anyway, but the reason why he was seen as a hero is because Dream has actively been time and time again shown to be a bad person. And that is commonly a Jack Manifold opinion that he's basically stated. And basically, Jack Manifold is the one I mostly trust with this scenario, because Jack Manifold has actively time and time again met Dream. Now, let's read the rest of this Reddit post. So then I see a meme that uses it and posts it and get absolutely throttled for it. Obviously, it's the internet being disingenuous, not true, but that doesn't completely invalidate anyone that might be upset about it. Most of the people calling me ableist for using it are the same people that lit off fireworks when Nicholas Cantu was slashing Slasher. Now, the thing is, Nicholas Cantu, I have no clue who it is. I'm not that into Jameson B controversies. The only Jameson B controversy I actually made a video about prior was the Wilbur Soot video, the Wilbur Soot controversy where he bit his ex-girlfriend, which I'm not really proud of that video because I stated that I stated alternatives for Lovejoy and I just stated AJR for some fucking reason, and I don't know. I don't really care if you have alternatives for music, but that was at the time where I didn't listen to Lovejoy for reasons of the artist. And then I started realizing that the music is just too good and personal for me that it's kind of hard to separate it. It's either okay, it's not okay. I have my own reasons for having a problem with Tommy going around being the internet police. Now, Tommy is not the internet police. But, remember, Ms. Kiff didn't make a big deal about it. Ms. Kiff basically, actually said he didn't really think much about it and is actually said sorry to Jack Manifold for giving this whole controversy. He said this to them on the newest Jack Manifold stream that I think is still going on by the time I'm making this video, as I left it early for purposes of making this video. And if I find out there's stuff I missed in the stream, I might make a part 2 to this, but basically Tommy is not the internet police. He's just now, what Dream means by internet police is just correcting someone on doing something wrong. And I would say, by correcting someone for doing something wrong doesn't make you a police officer. In fact, it makes you the exact opposite. Every police officer I've met is an asshole, okay? I'm gonna be serious. I've never met a good police officer. A police officer once told me that I had that I was a pedophile because I was gay. So, I don't trust police officers. But that's a completely separate thing. But like, internet police is a weird word because he's just telling Ms. Kiff that he did something wrong, and that's fair. Ms. Kiff was mostly just trying to start small talk, and Tommy didn't like it. Fair enough, it makes sense. Maybe Tommy was tired, we don't know. But the thing is, Dream made a too big of a fucking deal about this. Both Dream and XQC literally made the worst fucking thing in this scenario. They took it to a level that was not needed. You see, now, the reason why Tommy said it on a podcast was because it was a good bit for the podcast. Jack Manifold had stated that this wasn't meant to be personal, it was just made so the podcast had more content. And that's a fair reason. I would say it's a fair reason. But YouTubers like Dream and XQC, making a big deal out of a personal kerfuffle between two YouTubers that weren't them, is completely insane and not mandatory. Like, I genuinely don't know what Dream was thinking of in making a scenario that didn't involve him in any way, shape, or form. Like, he made it worse, and it didn't even involve him. This is like middle school me getting mad at someone for getting mad at me when I did the wrong thing. Oh my god. And was expecting to get a lot of shit for going, alright, it's Dream, actually, now let's finish Dream. Dream was expecting to get a lot of shit for going after poor Tommy, that lies about me constantly, but obviously, now Tommy, I wouldn't say lies about Dream. They've said true things about Dream. Dream just doesn't like what they're saying about him. For example, it's like if I told, the entire world that someone did something bad that was my friend, they wouldn't like that, but it's not a lie. That's not how lies work. But obviously I had no intentions at attacking every Dream SP fan or being, yeah. It was a dig at Tommy's fans because somehow the worst of the extreme SP fans have congregated all to me. So here's a very interesting thing. Because somehow the worst of the extreme SP stands. I'm sorry, the worst of the worst is your stands, my guy. If you mess with Dream on the internet, you will get dog washed. Like, you will get dog piled. The most, you will have shit happen to you. They're like K-pop stands. Now I remember, I wasn't around for the Dream SMP Twitter, but what I do know is that Tommy got hate by his own fans just for making a joke that he gets lesbians, which was a bad joke at the time, but did it really matter? No. And like, I feel like the worst of Dream SMP stands were just all of them. The ones that were on Twitter were the bad ones. You are just giving them a housing. Dream, you are the one that's fueling all these Dream SMP stands to hate you. Even your fans that have actively supported you to the day you die are mad at you for this. Face it, learn from it, deal with it. Have congregated all to make up that, yeah. And Tommy feeds right into to promote his Patreon. You see, he says that Tommy feeds right into lies to promote his Patreon. Tommy does not give a shit about money. If you've watched any of his recent content, Tommy is actively stating that he thinks the internet is actively getting worse because of people like Dream that don't understand what they're doing is wrong and blame other creators for it. And he's also stated the internet's getting worse because it generally is. Every time I go on YouTube now, it feels a little more draining than it used to be. Also, mostly because YouTube keeps updating their fucking AI every fucking week, making the app pretty much unusable for me now. But that's a separate issue. I've already covered that in an hour-long video that's not really important anyway. Basically, he's calling Tommy a sellout in this scenario for some reason, when Tommy's just doing what he loves. He doesn't do stand-up because it's good to make money. He's doing it because it's fun, my guy. Either way, my lesson from this is that Twitter is somehow even less reasonable than I thought in the first place. No shit, my guy, it's Twitter. I'm just glad this man isn't on Blue Sky. If Dream was on Blue Sky, I'd immediately block him. Like, I don't care. Um, my biggest problem with people that are on Twitter is that they seem to expect Twitter to change. And I've always learned that Twitter has never been useful. It has always been a source of anger and stuff. And specifically, Twitter's been a lot of content of bad people in certain fandoms. It's always been a fueler of that. And it's even been worse with Elon Musk and more conservative people. But that's why I moved to Blue Sky, was because I just didn't like what was going on there. And Blue Sky actually is better stuff. Oh, and don't use the R word under any circumstance, even if you see a funny meme and you're autistic. Lesson learned. Hopefully, I can be for getting back to coding. You see, I don't feel this guy is just insane, and I feel like that's all I have for this video. It's a 16-minute long video, which is the shortest video I've probably ever done that wasn't edited. So great. If you want to watch more, please do. I don't care really, but what I do care about is that you follow me on Blue Sky. My Blue Sky is verze4826.bsky.social. Please follow me if you have Blue Sky, and if you don't, get Blue Sky. It's really necessary now. But that's all I have to say, and bye-bye, and good night.